My mother demanded I give my corneas to my blind sister. Instead, I gave her the truth. I got the text at 6 p.m. Family meeting. Tonight. Non-negotiable. My mother never uses that word unless someone is about to be sacrificed. And for 29 years, that someone has always been me. I drove over anyway, still hoping she would finally see me as a son instead of a spare part. The driveway was full. My father's truck, Aunt Rhonda's minivan, my cousin's cars lined up like an audience waiting for a show. They were all sitting in the living room when I walked in. Nobody said hello. My mother stood up first, her voice already shaking with rehearsed emotion. She said Delea needed corneas. She said the surgeon found a genetic match. She said that match was me. I looked at my sister. She sat there in her dark glasses, quiet, the way she has been quiet since the accident 3 years ago, and I felt the floor tilt under me. My mother said the surgery was scheduled for next month. She said I was the only compatible donor in the family. She said if I refused, I was choosing to keep my sister blind for the rest of her life. Then my father spoke, his voice flat, reciting lines he clearly did not write. Aunt Rhonda called me selfish before I had said a single word. My cousins stared at their phones, already typing. I said I needed time to think. My mother's face changed in half a second, the mask cracking into something colder. She said there was no family left for people who thought about helping their own blood. She said my name would be removed from every group chat, every holiday, every photo on the wall. If I walked out that door without agreeing, I walked out that door. By the time I reached my car, my phone was already burning. 43 messages. Cousins twice removed, suddenly furious on Delea's behalf. A post from Aunt Rhonda calling me a coward who would rather see his sister live in darkness than make one sacrifice. My mother's name, over and over, one message repeated in different words. You will regret this. I sat in my driveway at midnight, and for the first time in my life, I did not cry. I got angry enough to think clearly instead. Something about the story didn't sit right. The date, the urgency, the way my mother knew surgical terms she had never used before in her life. So instead of answering one more message, I looked up the name of Delea's surgeon, and I called his office first thing in the morning. A nurse transferred me. Then I heard him pick up. Dr. Brennan. I told him I was Delea's brother, and that I was calling about the corneal transplant scheduled for next month. There was a silence on the line long enough that I heard my own heartbeat in my ears. Then he said slowly, choosing each word like it might explode, that he needed to check something before he answered. And could I hold? He came back 30 seconds later. His voice had changed completely. He said there was no scheduled surgery. He said there had never been a scheduled surgery. He said that corneal transplants do not come from living donors, that it is not medically possible, that whoever told me otherwise did not understand the procedure or was lying to me on purpose. I asked him if he was sure. He said he was a surgeon of 22 years, and yes, he was sure. I sat there in my car, and every memory I had ever tried to explain away rearranged itself into a shape I finally recognized. The birthday I wasn't invited to. The inheritance that skipped my name. The years of being told I was too sensitive, too dramatic, too much. My mother had built an entire surgery out of nothing. She had recruited my father, my aunt, my cousins, to stand in a room and pressure me into a procedure that does not exist, to take something out of my own body for a lie she invented herself. I looked at my phone. 61 messages now. My mother's name at the top, glowing. I hadn't even told anyone what the doctor said yet. I was about to find out exactly how far she was willing to go once I stopped playing along. Comment Part 2 if you need to know what happens next.